Alright guys, I got a quick video on brake lines for a 1991 Vanagon. This will probably apply to several years, I would think. Starting here on the passenger side, I'm going to be replacing front and rear with these stainless braided lines. My old ones are getting pretty cracked, but pretty straightforward. I already hit these fittings with some PB Blaster and then gave them a good whack with a punch just to sort of shock them loose. This side's a little tougher because you have this battery vent. I'm going to try to work around it. You can remove it by drilling these rivets, but I'm going to try to work around it. Basically, start by getting an 11mm wrench on this top fitting. You'll just unscrew it. You don't actually need to hold this bottom bit. And then this is like a little spring clamp. Doesn't really do anything, so you don't have to hold it or anything. Just undo this 11mm. You pull the line off. I'll put a little cap to keep it from dripping too much. Then you'll come down here, unscrew this is a 14mm fitting, and you'll hold it with the 11mm fitting over here. Pull the old hose off, put the new one on. Alright, so I just got the new line installed. Wasn't too hard. I was able to leave this cover in. Fortunately, my fittings weren't too rusted or anything, so they popped loose pretty easily. Put it in. Start when you're installing the new line. Start with this end. You'll thread the line on, and then come up here, and you can thread the fitting down into the line. Get them snugged up, and then I just sprayed the whole area with some soapy water, and then washed it down real good to get any brake fluid off of bushings and all that. You don't want brake fluid sitting on pretty much anything. It's pretty corrosive. All right, so moving on to the back, I was starting by disconnecting this one. You'll have to kind of crawl underneath the car to get to that. Same deal, 14mm and a 11mm wrench to bust those open. Just be careful not to strip them. Throw a cap on there, and then same deal here, just 14mm and a 11mm. Crack that one open. Slide the new line on. It's quite a bit shorter, as you can see. All right, I was just looking at my old brake lines here. You can see on this curve how cracked that is. That's not what you want, obviously. So if yours are looking like that, you probably want to consider replacing them. All right, so the last bit of this is bleeding the brakes. Pretty straightforward. I like to do it the manual way by pumping the pedal rather than like a vacuum bleeder. I have done it that way. I just don't think it's as easy. I just set it up with my reservoir from my kit. Nice long piece of hose. Pull off your instrument cluster cover. Just snaps off. You'll unscrew the brake fluid reservoir cap, and then make sure that your level is full. So you can see that little black arrow. It's going to be right under the black arrow. Then what you'll do is come on down to the rear passenger tire, the farthest away from the fluid reservoir, and you're going to put the piece of clear hose with the tank on it onto that bleeder screw up there, and then have a friend or something pump the brake pedal several times, and then hold while you open up the bleeder screw while they're holding. You'll see air coming out until that air stops flowing or the fluid stops flowing. Then close it, and then your friend can release. Pump a few times again, open up the valve, fluid flows, close it, release, and keep doing this until all the bubbles stop and you have clean flow. Continue doing this. You'll move from this side, rear passenger, then do the other rear, front passenger, and then front driver until all four are done. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Do me a favor and like or subscribe. I'll keep doing these videos.